Shalom Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom Yahweh Shem Shai Brakatah.
This is another
Prophetic news.
So yeah, we're gonna start you right off with this cracker for Time Warner, who actually trying to monopolize, but this brother got it on Algae Near America.
It says, this is a monopoly power tightens grip on the U.S. economy. This is a
Hit that charter communication.
charter communication bids for greater control of broadband, May 29, 2015 at 2 o'clock a.m.
Right, and this is just probably a father corporation that's buying up all the telecommunications and information technology corporations out there. All right, that's one umbrella, one monopoly.
It says by David K. Johnston. This week, Charter Communication announced plans to buy Time Warner Cable as well as the much smaller Bright House network. These actions illustrate the increasingly sclerotic condition of the American economy. Instead of enjoying the benefits of competition, America suffers from ever more concentrated ownership of vital, privately owned infrastructure. This deal, if approved by
Vital parts of American infrastructure is being bought up like the communist system right in front of y'all eyes. Y'all call it socialism.
It says, this deal, if approved by regulators, will make this problem even worse. In 1980, we had 37 large railroads. We now have 7. Rules that once limited broadcast chains to a handful of stations now allow massive concentration of ownership with a predictable narrowing of perspective.
Right, and that's the same thing they do in the telecom world. All right, when you got Comcast buying up Time Warner, well, all they're doing is monopolizing. So the bigger corporations take over the smaller corporations. But it's huger than, that spectrum of these corporations coming together. It's how it's a turn of a century, the New World Order and everything coming into place. All right, we got a few examples, just like in the movie Demolition Man, and then you got Resident Evil. All right, where you have the umbrella corporation or a corporation at the top that basically buys everything and forces the social structure down this one pathway, and that's what the New World Order is all about. All right,
One government. That's why Obama bailed out everybody through the government. And because they did what? When they bailed them out, they bought those corporations.
It says, at the same time, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission turns a blind eye to records in its own files showing egregious price gouging by monopoly oil and gas pipelines. It says, there's nothing business owners hate more than competition because profits are harder to earn and margins are thinner. But competition is essential to well-functioning markets.
So they buy out corporations, okay? So they won't have to deal with competition. But it's more than just that. You got the New World Order coming into play, so everything is getting tighter. Everything is becoming under one umbrella, okay? So they can force everybody and force everybody down one path.
Yeah, it's like taking the sheep down one corridor. Push them
kinda.
all down so they all go into the slaughter. All behind each other. Ain't no motherfucker finna decide to turn around.
Right.
We got another motherfucker behind them.
Right. But that's the course of America. That's the course America's taking. And this is little simple stuff like this. If you being a watchman, you would understand how this works and how it's gonna play into your everyday life. And you got a little bit more.
This is
Yeah.
This is as Adam Smith, the wealth of nations, taught us 239 years ago, the freer and more general the competition, the greater the public benefits, while to widen the market and to narrow the competition is always the interest of dealers.
Right, that used to be the ideal and dream of American business when they started business in the 1970s. We can go to the 60s actually.
says less competition means higher prices and vastly greater wealth for those who can exert oleo how you say that oligopoly or monopoly control over an industry.
Right. So you gotta be a part of the 1%ers to you gotta be a part of the 1%ers now to actually have anything to do with business and make money.
Yeah, because
So the rich get
yeah, think of the guy that made 1984.
Yeah.
Orwell. Think of how that society was. The rich elite was vastly taken care of as far as wealth, and you had the poor, and then they forced these social programs on them and forced them into these basically these detention like society or like a
settings.
totalitarian, and which the culture of America has changed vastly because of the military like police state.
Yeah,
And
no freedom.
All of these things are actually going together and
Hand in
becoming
hand,
one.
yeah.
So yeah, that's my point. But I got a scripture real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, Revelations 13 and 12. Okay, it says it's like 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. It's talking about America and its Democrat Republican system. It says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, which was Rome, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Yep. The philosophies of Rome.
Yeah.
And America is the new Rome for the simple fact that Rome took over the whole known world at that time. And America doing the same thing with this new world order. That's why they're bringing back the same type of philosophy. It's like,
Yeah. And all of this stuff is going to lead to the culmination of the chip, the RFID chip. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
That's that Hiroshima.
By the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Now here's the point. It says, verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's what basically we're going into. Is that image is what this new economy, this new world order, these new business ventures and all of that. It's going to have a change on the regular person's life. And it says, verse 16, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And we know that's all surrounded by his business and his economy.
Yeah, that's why you look at the other nations, they all got business suits on. Yeah.
Okay. It says these companies then use their enhanced economic power to lobby and donate their way to government rules that ease their already modest tax burdens. It's to drive down wages and further reduce consumers' rights.
Right, and that's the Orwellian. All right, so when they do start basically relieving their tax burdens and all of that, they're gonna impose more laws on the citizens and take away a lot of rights that they have.
they doing that already at the same time as they making their moves with the businesses.
And And then don't forget, you got the military like police coming into play. And this is a new culture. This ain't no just, you know what I'm saying, it happened in a few cities. It's happening all over America, and it's gonna become the new standard.
Yeah.
You know, the police
They
brutality.
call it top down, bottom up.
Yeah,
That's what they doing.
Yeah.
The people at the top businesses, they pressing down, the politicians pressing down, and at the same time, the people at the bottom, they pressing up. So no matter what, you gonna feel this, no matter what society you a part of, or what age group you is, or it don't matter even what religion or gender or race you is. Everybody feeling this.
It says if the Federal Communication Commission let the cable deal go through, then Charter will control almost 30% of broadband internet service. It says the company will enjoy the benefits of operating as a monopoly or part of a duopoly, free to charge much higher prices than a competitive market would allow.
Right, that's what makes you poor. It's like going to Russia.
It says, for Charter shareholders, this is a great deal. It is especially good for John Malone, the controlling shareholder whose wealth has allowed him to become the largest private landowner in the United States.
See that? Another statistics people don't be knowing. You thinking that, well, you don't, people don't even know what to think about goddamn land. I don't even bring that up. But now you know who owns majority of the land in America, per se. Go ahead, Malone.
It's Malone, who ranks 56 on the Forbes 400 list of richest American, is a remarkable wealth builder.
Right.
But his brilliant insight and unparalleled boldness as a telecommunications entrepreneur alone did not make him rich. Juicing his profits were government policies that tilted the economic rules in favor of his monopolies and against consumers.
Yeah, so it kind of disenfranchises the whole population, really, by him coming to, you know, such of a monopoly, especially in this field right here, communications period, because it's the highest demand right now in America for telecommunications.
Yeah, and the government birthed them.
Yeah.
It says, many of the largest fortunes in America derive from government rules creating and sustaining monopolies. And when perpetual rights are conveyed to private interests, those fortunes are passed down to younger family members who owe their wealth to inheritance, not hard work or merit.
Read that one more time.
This is from top.
Yeah.
This is many of the largest fortunes in America derive from government rules creating and sustaining monopolies. And when perpetual rights are conveyed to private interests, those fortunes are passed down to younger family members who owe their wealth to inheritance, not hard work or merit.
Exactly. Go ahead.
It says,
This is the last one too.
okay, it says, consider the value of the perpetual rights of way for oil and natural gas pipelines. The first 100 people on the last Forbes 400 list are pipeline billionaires. 4 are inheritors, 3 of whom played no role in the business except collecting dividends, while 1 has a board position to watch over the family fortune.
So that's how Americans become rich and live this American dream. There it go right there. The government put in sanctions to help them build themselves into a monopoly. Then once they become a monopoly, when it's finna turn on them, they turn around and switch the name, give it to one of their kids, because now you got to give him a clean slate with the rules, and that's how they get rich in America.
Yeah, the white privilege.
Yeah.
They call it white privilege.
But anybody come to America and start an American dream and become super rich and all that. So yeah, now y'all knowing how America got their riches and how the elites, and this right here is from to be the cutting edge of technology, just like steel and wood was back in the industrial revolution. Now we living in a technological revolution, and broadband, and this these goddamn crackers is leading the pack. So get ready for y'all world to end. See,
And I can guarantee you, a lot of these slave master's sons and daughters who's receiving the the free labor of the slave. So same shit, different day.
Yeah, so we got one scripture for y'all.
This is Isaiah 10:1.
This for the elites though. This ain't for no simple bird brain ass nigga who watching the prophetic news.
Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Right. So since y'all fuck with the government and the government give y'all relaxed rules for y'all to monopolize y'all business.
Privately owned.
Right, that's privately owned with all that LLC protection hiding shit. Destruction unto y'all who decree unrighteous decree.
And right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Exactly. Through the government, your legislative, through the judicial, and force down on the people.
To turn aside the needy from the judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
Right. What's the right for us to know we Hebrew Israelites and that we got the curse on us? And y'all paid to do what? We dealing with broadband, we dealing with YouTube, we dealing with what else we got? Facebook, what else they got? Twitter. Cause these are distractions to keep us from knowing who we are. All that broadband and all that distraction shit is all being ran through this telecommunication shit. And they using this Instagram and they using the NSA and the FBI to demonize us right through these channels.
Yeah, everything voice, everything data, which all the stuff he was mentioning now is mainly on the internet.
Right. And so don't think we don't know about that world star hip hop bullshit ass channel that you created. We talking to the elites. This for y'all. Yeah. And y'all know who we are. That's why we just talk directly to y'all now. Don't think we don't know about how y'all merging all the brothers from California videos, all the bad ones that y'all can get, and put them together and then put them on world star hip hop. So we looking forward to us getting out there too. I'll be glad when y'all do it, because I want to do that and shit, but I know that take a lot of time and energy and shit.
That widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
Right, and widows have been your goddamn prey.
Yep.
Shit. Yeah, that's it.